Welcome to English with Teacher. I'm Teacher. Thank you very much for joining me today. Hope you're having an awesome day. So today we are doing advanced English and we're doing it out of the Bible. And we are in Luke. So we are doing Luke chapter 12. And we're going to be reading for pronunciation, and then we're going to be going back and discussing it for comprehension, sentence structure, grammar, all that fun stuff. And I will not be doing this alone. No. I have this great, talented, very smartest co-host ever. So, sir, would you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, sir. My name is Thanh, and I am a student from all the way from Vietnam. And today I have a lesson with this extraordinary and mostly handsome teacher, and it's been really great. And I think that's all.
Thank you very much. Would you please read the chapter?
Okay. We are on chapter 12 on Luke, warnings and encouragement. Meanwhile, when a crowd of many thousands had gathered, so that they were trampling on one another, Jesus began to speak first to his disciples, saying, "Be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. What you have said in the dark will be heard in the daylight, and what you have whispered in the ear in the inner rooms will be proclaimed from the roofs. I tell you, my friends, do not be afraid of those who killed the body, and after that can do no more. But I will so show you whom you should fear. Fear him who, after your body has been killed, has authority to throw you into hell. Yes, I tell you, fear him. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? Yet not one of them is forgotten by God. Indeed, the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. I can tell you, whoever publicly
Whoa.
Whoever publicly
No. Go back.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, it's okay. Where I tell you, whoever publicly acknowledge me before others,
hang on.
acknowledges me before others, the Son of Man will also acknowledge before the angel of God. But whoever owns me before others will be disowned before the angel of God, the
Amen.
angels of God,
Thank you.
and everyone who speaks a word against the Son of Man will be forgiven. But anyone who blasphemies,
Blas. Okay, so this is tricky, and you're not going to see it often, but it's blasphemes.
or blaspheme, who blaspheme against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven. When you are brought before synagogues, rulers, and authorities, do not worry about how you will defend yourselves or what you will say, for the Holy Spirit will teach you at that time what you should say. The parable of the rich fool. Someone in the crowd said to him, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me." Jesus replied, "Man, who appointed me a judge or an arbiter between you?" Then he said to them, "Watch out! Be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions.
Abundance.
Abundance of possessions." And he told them this parable: the ground of certain rich man yielded an abundant harvest.
Hang on, slow down.
Okay. The ground of a certain rich man
Yield.
yielded
Right, yielded.
yielded an abundant harvest. He thought himself, "What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops." Then he said, "This is what I will do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and there I will store my surplus grain, and I will say to myself, you have plenty of grain laid up for many years. Take life easy. Eat, drink, and be merry." But God said to him, "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself?" This is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves, but is not rich toward God. Do not worry. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens. They do not sow or reap. They have no storeroom for barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds. Who of you by worrying and add a single hour to your life, since you cannot do this very little things. Why do you worry about the rest? Consider how the wild flowers grow. They do not labor or strain. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown in the fire, how much more will he clothe you, you of little faith? And do not set your heart on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about it. For the pagan world runs after all such things, and your Father knows that you need them. But seek his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give to the poor. Provide purses for yourselves and that will not wear out. The treasure in heaven.
Whoa.
The treasure.
No.
A treasure. The treasures in heaven that will never fail, where no thief comes near and no
Moth.
moth destroys. For where your treasures is, there your heart will be also. Watchfulness, be dressed, ready for service, and keep your lamps burning, like servants waiting for their master to return from a wedding banquet, so that when he comes and knocks, they can immediately open the door for him. It will be all good for those servants.
Whoa, go back.
It will be good for those servants whose master finds them watching when he comes. Truly I tell you, he will dress himself to serve, will have them recline at the table, and will come and wait on them. It will be good for those servants whose master them ready,
What?
even if whose master finds them ready,
That sounds better.
even if he comes in the middle of the night or toward daybreak. But understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what hour the thief was coming, he would not have let his house be broken into. You also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not accept him.
Whoa.
When you do not accept him,
Accept. Or expect.
uh, expect him.
Right.
Peter asked the Lord, "Are you telling this parable to us or to everyone?" The Lord answered, Who then is the faithful and wise manager, whom the master puts in charge of his servants to give them their food allowance at the proper time? It will be good for that servant whom the master finds doing so when he returns. Truly I tell you, he will put him in charge of his possessions.
Of what?
But
Of what?
of his possessions.
No.
Possession?
No. Are you missing a word?
Of his possessions. It's pretty like a lot of words, so
Yeah. That's why we're making sure you're paying attention.
yeah. But suppose the servant says to himself, my master is taking a long time in coming, and he then begins to beat the other servants, both men and women, and to eat and drink and get drunk. The master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour he is not aware of. He will cut him to pieces and assign him a place with the unbelievers. The servant who knows the master's will and do not get ready or does not do what the master wants will be beaten with many blows. But the one who does not know and does things that deserving punishment will be beaten with few blows. From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded, and from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. Not peace, but divisions. I come to bring fire on the earth, and how I wish it were already
What?
kind.
Okay.
I wish it were already kindlet
Kindled.
or kindled. But I have baptism or undergo, and what constraint I am under until it is completed. Do you I think I do you think I came to bring peace on earth? No, I tell you, but divisions. From now on there will be five in one family divided each against each other, three against two, and two against three. They will be divided, father against son, and son against father, mother against daughter, and daughter against mother, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. Interpreting the times, he said to the crowd, when you see a cloud rising in the west, immediately you say, it's going to rain, and it does. And when the south wind blows, You say, it's going to be hot, and it is. Hypocrites, you know how to interpret the the appearance of the
Right.
earth and the sky. How it is that you don't know how to interpret this present time? Why don't you judge for yourself what is right, as you are going your with our your
What?
adversary,
Slow down and do that again.
as you are going with your adversary to the magistrate, ma- magistrate,
Mm-hmm.
try hard to be reconciled. On the way, or your adversary may drag you off to the judge, and the judge would turn you over to offer to the officer, and the officer throw you into prison. I tell you, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny.
There you go. There you go. Was a very long one, and you did good. Any questions?
Actually, I have one word that I don't understand it. Actually, the word is blaspheme
Where is it?
on number 10.
Blasphemes.
Blaspheme. Yeah.
So it's basically talking bad, right? Now, I don't know how strict it is in Vietnam, but you used to have a law where you can't blaspheme the government,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
So it's the same thing basically, where you couldn't. People used to get punished. I don't know if they still do, but they used to get punished for talking bad about the government, right? So that's blaspheme.
Okay.
Anything else?
Uh, Actually, it's just that word because it had a lot of words, so it's just messing my brain out.
Yeah. But it's basically the same thing, right? To blaspheme is to talk bad, to you know what I mean? Accuse, things like that. So it's basically like I said, blaspheming is basically like the law in about speaking bad about the government.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. Let's hear what you got to say.
I got four of the point that I noted out.
Okay, I have 4 points that I noted.
Okay, I have got four. I have 4 points I have noted. The first one is guarding against hypocrisy
Right.
and trusting God's care. Um, People should beware of hypocrisy and fear of persecution, knowing that God deeply values you and will faithfully provide for all your physical and spiritual needs, like a crow, a crow, yeah, like a crow.
Like a crow?
Oh yeah, like a crow.
Right, like a bird. A crow.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
And the second one is avoiding greed and storing heavenly treasure. Um, mat- Material wealth cannot guarantee life or security. So refrain from greed and focus on being rich towards God by seeking His kingdom above all else. And the third one is remaining watchful and faithful servants. Believers must live in constant readiness for
Whoa,
Christ.
hang on. Readiness.
Oh, okay. Constant readiness for Christ. Christ's expected return. Faithfully stewarding the responsibilities and entrust to them. And the last one, discerning the times and making decisive choices.
Making what?
Making decisive.
Decisive?
Oh, decisive. Making decisive choices. Recognize the spiritual urgency of the present age. Understanding that following Jesus requires a clear,
Requires
a clear, decisive commitment, regardless of personal cost of division. And that is everything.
very good. The most important thing that I see in this chapter is hypocrisy. Okay? And it can come from anywhere, right? So I know someone who's like, well, if you have faith, God will heal anything, right? But then he had a medical thing and he had to go get surgery for it. And I'm like, well, why didn't you just pray for it? Oh, it's different with me. Right? It's so he's very hypocritical. Because he's trying to say, if God doesn't heal me, well, that's something different. But if God doesn't heal you, it must be because of faith. And you hear church leaderships, oh, give to us to help people in need. But then if you're in need, they say, no, we don't help people like you, right? We help our own people. So there's hypocrisy in a lot of different places. People telling people to live a certain way and to do certain things, but they don't live in that way or do those things themselves. And that's not just church. That's governments do that. Businesses do that. Our society does that, right? Especially in the West. I don't think Vietnam's as bad, but in the West, people have different rules for you than for me, and that's hypocrisy. So I think we need to be very guarded about that. Well, thank you very much. You did a good job because it was a long one. And as I've said before, the long ones are the best practice because it's harder to stay focused on them, right? So your pronunciation, skipping words, because your brain likes to skip over small words and focus on the big ones, and then you miss the small words. And it happens all the time, right? So we have to have you go back and do it and to make sure, and eventually you're going to get so good that you can just do it quick. But sometimes you need to slow down on it and focus a little bit more on the individual words. But you did an awesome job. Thank you very much for joining me today. And thank you everyone at home for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned from it. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Have a great day.